Good morning, everybody. They say in Asia are the most plane crashes. Korea is, I think, the top. And I have a friend who is a pilot, and he looked it up. Why are there so many crashes here? And one of the reasons is the culture is too much of a culture of deference, too much of a culture of, looking up to those above you, that you won't correct them. So in this case, the pilots may be overtired, maybe drinking, maybe making misjudgments, but people who kind of recognize there's a blind spot there, they don't say anything. And as a result, there are more accidents than there are in other countries. We have blind spots. And there's a case where blind spots are that I have a fault of some sort and I can't see it. And what is a help to me is if there are people to be able to point those out to me. There's two kind of proverbs in Ecclesiastes. One says this: better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be corrected. It's kind of, so a poor and a wise child is better than an old and a foolish king who will no more be admonished, because the king doesn't have to listen to anybody. He is the king. It's like, who are you telling me what to do? Who do you think you are telling me what to do? So maybe we wouldn't say that, but the attitude is like, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me when I'm wrong. And, David, to his great credit, and also which was such a help to his own wisdom, was that he allowed people to tell him, David, you're off course here. David, is a blind spot here. Now, obviously, they did it with certain discretion and wisdom, as Nathan did when he consulted. There's another proverb, and it is also in Ecclesiastes. It's a bit kind of the opposite, is that we have to be able to give and receive. We have to be able to receive correction, and there's also an ability where we have to give it, but also we have to give the good, to give honor where honor is due. It's in the same book also in Ecclesiastes. This time chapter 9, he says, there was a poor wise man, and by his wisdom he delivered a city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. So in this case, like, the city is delivered. There was a mightier king besieged the city. They set up all the siege things and the bulwarks against the city, and this wise man delivered the city, either by giving some strategy or by giving some terms of peace that the other attacking king. But anyway, he delivered the city, but no man remembered the poor wise man. And it's saying no man remembered them more because it's not a lapse in mental lapse or a lapse in memory, but it is a lapse in moral lapse. They didn't remember him because they didn't have to remember him. He was a poor wise man, and they didn't have to remember them, so they didn't. And we are to give credit where credit is due, and to give honor where honor is due. But these guys, they didn't. And it's part of the body of Christ. One is that we can correct one another and we can admonish one another, which is such a gift. But there's another side where we are to give that honor and give that thanksgiving and give that honor where honor is due. But like with the poor wise man here, he doesn't get it because they don't have to. It says no man remember them because they don't have to. They don't have to do it because, he's only a poor guy. So the other guys kind of take the credit on him for it. The big talk in the city get it, the mayor and whoever it is. So it's not a good thing. So here is somebody like not giving what he should give people in the city, not giving to the poor wise man what they should give him. And in the other proverb, you have a poor child who's able to take correction, but there's a king who won't take it, won't let anybody correct them. So, we can be too big to give and too big to receive. And these are we have blind spots. And, if we are not able to receive any more from the body of Christ correction, okay, we won't say it directly, but if somebody we have an attitude and people know, like the old foolish king will not be corrected. He just has a vibe from him, don't you dare. And if we want to be like the Asian Korean pilots and have more accidents, well, then we want to keep that kind of attitude and culture. But if we don't want to have these We don't want these crashes. Then we should, be able to give and receive. Okay, thank God. Amen.